Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from Motors&Me. Not too long ago I upgraded the interior lighting of my Mark IV Mondeo to LEDs. And so this will be basically a review of how things are going so far. But not only that, if you have seen my other videos, you might know that I also upgraded the bulbs on my fog lights, license plate lights, and puddle lights. So I will review those as well. But first, let's start with the interior. So here we have the interior and everything still works. Almost everything. So this still works. So does this. This does too. I think, yeah, that one works as well. The same goes for the footwell, I think. Yep, this one works. And so does this. The center ceiling light still works, and it still has that annoying sound when it dims. And I suspect that my center ceiling light is somehow interfering with my Android head unit. Because there have been occasions when the radio is on and I open my driver's door, the ceiling light turns on. The sound on the radio gets all fuzzy, like it would be losing signal. I've been trying to replicate that problem now, but it just doesn't want to do it, of course. Alright, that would cover the front. Now let's move over to the back seats. And so here we are in the back. This works, and so does this. And interestingly, the dimming feature on this center light also has that annoying sound. Oh well. Now, last thing, let's move over to the boot. And yeah, here we are at the back. And the boot light, as you can see, is not working. It lasted maybe a month or so, and when it started to go, it started to flicker very rapidly. Let me just open it up and see how it looks. There it is. It does feel a bit warm to the touch. Oh well. Actually, I think the seller who sold me those LEDs knew this was going to happen, because if you have seen the video, there was one LED where I just couldn't find a place where to put it. And I think the seller knew that this one won't last long, so he sent us an extra bulb. How nice. And here it is, new LED in. I wonder how long this one will last. Any bets? So that covers the interior, and now let's move over to the puddle lights. Yeah, about that. And here they are. Looking good, aren't they? And no, I have not installed brown LEDs. All of that is moisture damage, and of course they don't work. Actually, they were perfectly fine for a good while, but then a car wash opened up where you can pressure wash the car yourself. And that basically killed those lights. The diodes started to go out one by one, and not long after, I think it was just days, and the entire light was just dead. I guess I could just install the old halogens back in, but I already ordered new LEDs, and I think I'm gonna give these one more try. And hopefully do things a bit smarter now. Hopefully. But first, we will have to remove the old ones. And for that, you will have to move the mirror all the way inwards. I guess you can call that. Then grab a screwdriver, and in this gap, you can maybe see a white clip there in the middle. Use your screwdriver to push on that, and the light should come out. Now let's give that a shot. And there it is. Ooh. Ooh. Oh boy, oh, the cable has come off. Oh man. Sheesh. So here we have the LED and the original halogen housing for the bulb. And this, as you can see, is much more protected than the LED because this housing slides onto this cable and is protected by that rubber thing. This LED, however, doesn't. And that circuit board is exposed to all that water from pressure washing or whatever. And circuit boards don't go well with water. Now, to protect my new LEDs, I'm gonna use this duct tape. Yes, I know there are probably better ways of doing this, but oh well. So, this is how it looks. Not exactly pretty, but hey, as long as it works. Huh, I wonder why these don't work. Strange. Alright, now that that's working again, cool. Now, let's move over to the license plate lights. And actually, these are working perfectly fine, even after all this time. Cool. I seriously thought that these license plate lights won't last nowhere near as long as the puddle lights because of all the moisture that's being thrown up from the road. But no. And even I think that, yeah, it seems that all the diodes are even working. Cool. Okay, now that's that. And lastly, the fog lights. So, the story with these is that the regulating mechanism of both of my fog lights was broken. And I think it was the right fog light that was pointing a bit too much upwards. So I thought, why not replace both of them? And while I'm at it, why not do an LED upgrade? Does it look good? Oh yes, much better than the standard halogen lights. Let me just show it to you. Yes, it looks definitely cooler than the standard halogen lights. But there's a problem. Well, actually there are many problems with these. So one of the issues is that after I got them installed and pointed correctly, I wanted to try them out. During the day, it was fine. But after it turned dark, some drivers were flashing their high beams, basically saying, "Hey dude, your lights are too bright." And so I stopped and wanted to see it myself. And yeah, they are actually pretty bright. Much brighter than my low beams. So, that's one issue. Second issue is that these lights are actually too bright for me as well. Because as I'm driving along at night, these lights illuminate the road so much that some of the light is being reflected from the road back into the interior and is quite annoying, to be honest. And not only that, because the interior is illuminated, it's more difficult to see at night. So yeah. Well, you could be saying that just get LEDs that are not as bright. Well, in theory I could, but actually LEDs in your headlights are forbidden in my country and in most other European countries, with some exceptions of course. So, if I were to do an MOT test with these bulbs, I would most likely fail. So, why did I do the upgrade? Well, I thought seriously that they would look cool and I would probably swap them for halogen lights before the MOT test and then swap them back to LEDs. But since they are too bright and kinda illegal, I think I'm gonna swap them for halogens for the MOT test and just leave it that way. So, I think that covers all the LED upgrades on my Ford. I put on a jacket. It is spring, but not exactly warm yet. I hope the puddle lights will last a bit longer now, otherwise I'll just use the halogen lights. For the interior, I don't know. I think they'll fail sooner or later. I don't have much faith in them. For the license plate lights, they're still going strong, and I think they will. For the front headlights, well, it's a bit of a shame that you can't use LEDs in your headlights, but I kinda get it because they are quite bright. I guess no one would get hurt if they would allow to use LEDs with a certain brightness, but that's not my expertise. Anyways, in the comment section below, let me know what's your experience with interior or exterior LEDs, or does your country allow using them in your headlights? If you liked the video or if it was useful for you, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will be seeing you next time. Bye bye.